Hey guys, how's it going? tmanplays here with another Warno video for you today, and we're going to be going over the Korpus Desantowy division, one of the new divisions for Northag. And we'll start off with the logistics tab where we see Desant UAZ, little supply UAZ here. We also have the BAW 485 ZOAP with 500 supply. Pretty nice little model. You can get a Topaz command, a PTSAM ZOAP with more carrying capacity. This one has the 500 versus the 1500, a little bit more HP as well. The MI6A, little supply helicopter here. A Desant WD-43. And then a BDRM-2 R5 command vehicle with some weaponry on top, which is pretty nice. Moving on to the infantry tab, we have some 7.62s, which now have 12 availability. They also went from 3 to 4 strength, so maybe worth considering this unit again. But we have two versions, one that's not forward deploy, and then the forward deploy version. A command unit with 6 HP, 6 AKs, and an RPG there. Not the best weaponry in terms of the RPG 76 there. Some Desant Seperzi. These guys are forward deploy, 9 HP, some satchel charges, a PKM, 8 AKs. Pretty decent all-around squad there with the shock trait. They already do come pre-upfitted with 6 availability, and you get 2 cards of those. And then this one I'm a little bit more questionable on, as it is a flamethrower unit, but it only has 3 strength. It is 25 points, so, you know, maybe you can get 2 of them per every, like, 1 unit you're going to engage. Kind of just have multiple flamethrowers firing. It might be worthwhile in that aspect. But yeah, I'll have to try this one out some and see how that works out. And those are forward deployable as well, so you can get them to some tree lines pretty quickly. Hold back the enemy. We have a 3-man command team here with some smoke grenades, which is pretty nice. Pretty cheap as well, at only 30 points, so not a very expensive command. And then we have a 9-man team here with the Resolute trait, which is nice, and the shock trait. Pretty nice loadout as well, as they double with the satchel charge and the RPG. Not the best RPG, but it is nice to have an RPG if you're going to have satchel charges, that's for sure. It's a pretty good unit there, and they also come base upfitted as well with pretty good availability there at 8 and 5. If you want to go all the way to veteran, you can get 2 cards of those. And then we have a little bit better of a flamethrower unit, in my opinion, as these are 9 strength, 6 AKs, 3 flamethrowers. And then you can also upfit these to veteran with 4 HP as well. Can come in a fast little amphibious transport there. Pretty useful. We have a nice anti-tank team here with the double RPG 7VLs. Another command option if you want to go for more strength, which I'd probably recommend, as these guys also have the smoke grenade as well. You do pay 20 more points for it, but I think the extra strength there is going to help these guys stay alive, and then the smoke grenade to get away from a bit of a hairy situation. They can also come in a Topaz 2AP with a nice KPPVT. And then we just have another standard Topaz or a UAZ. And then the Nebreski Beretti come with the Resolute trait and the shock trait. A 12-man team here with 6 RPGs. Well, 6 rounds for the RPG, 2 PKMs, and then 10 AKs. You can also upfit these, and you get a lot of cards of these guys as well. So, I mean, you can bring out 24 of these guys at veteran if you really wanted to, which is pretty nice. So, some pretty good infantry in this division. And then you can get an SPG-9, a standard ATGM, which is also forward deployable. The SPG-9 is also forward deployable. I forgot to mention, but these guys are not forward deployable. And then we see the UAZ. Well, SPG-9 UAZ there. Some Desantowy. These guys have a lot of traits. As they have the security trait, shock trait. They are military police, and they are forward deployable. Pretty nice unit. The only thing bad about them is just the RPG-76 isn't that great. Komar with its 12 pin, not the best. And then we have another ATGM. This one's just not the forward deploy version. Same availability. Otherwise, this guy does come base upfitted though. But what's cool is you can get an SPG-9 little topaz with this, which actually has 2 SPG-9s on top. And if we look at the forward deployable one, you can't do that. So pretty cool combo if you want to go a little ATGM unit with a double SPG-9 topaz. Something to think about. As we move into the artillery tab, we have the standard 82 millimeter mortar there, some 120 mortars, a little WP-8Z, a cool little rocket artillery system there. You can get 4 of those, not too expensive. A Wazilok Vasilic system here. A Gvozdik, slightly different model than the ones in the USSR. Very good looking model. You can get some grads as you get 2 cards of grads. And then the really heavy hitting artillery, the Pivonia. Very, very nice hard hitting artillery. Moving on to the tank tab. Unfortunately, don't really have the best tanks here. So we start off with basically a PT-76 command. Then we have 2 cards of regular PT-76. The nice thing is they do get the Resolute trait, so that will definitely help as they'll take less suppression. The bad thing is 1 hit and they're basically going to explode. We have a UAZ, little ATGM carrier, a Malyuka B, an ASU-85. This is the command version. And then we have the standard version here, which does come base upfitted. It's a cool little anti-tank vehicle. Can honestly go all the way upfitted and get 6 per card, 55% accuracy. Have a card of T55AD command, card of T55A, and then a card of T55AS with basically like a Miklik on the top. Very nice looking model as well. Moving on to the Recon tab, we have a sniper unit with an SVD. We have a standard, basically 6-man Recon team with some pretty bad AT. These guys do have the shock trait as well. They do come already upfitted, and you can transport them in a Sokol, which is pretty cool. This helicopter does have 6 HP, so it can survive a hit from a man pad, and it's fairly fast, 240 kilometers an hour. Get 2 cards of BRDM2. Get a card of Recon PT-76. Another little Recon helicopter here. And this one's pretty cool because it has the SIGINT trait, which can basically detect enemy units within its radius, and the colors change on this. You'll see the radius if you bring the unit in the game. So pretty useful for telling if an enemy has units in a certain area. It can't detect special forces, but it can detect everything else. So it's pretty nice for having a helicopter with that, as it can allow you to figure out, if there's something besides special forces in a forest, or just kind of help you figure out if an enemy actually has units in a zone that you're planning to attack. You can get 3 of those. And then a 6-man team here with a better RPG. These guys are also special forces. They have the shock trait, forward deployable, and they have the GSR. So pretty decent little recon squad. The bad thing is they just don't have the full range to engage other infantry at the 850 meter range. So you got to use these guys in close quarters if you're going to be attacking with them. Moving on to the AA tab, we have The Strela 2M can come in a pretty cool transport here with the Topaz Jod, which has basically a ZSU-23 on it with the Strela system as well. You do pay 50 points for that though, but pretty cool combo. Can really help kind of saturate the air defense. Can also just get the Strela 2M here that come upfitted. These are the ones with the forward deploy. If you want to protect those forward deploy troops. Standard ZS-23 or ZU-23. And then we have the one with the Strela on it. And then we have the Hibnereti KG, which has the ZU-23 and the Strela 2M on it. Pretty nice speed there, so it is pretty fast. But yeah, it's not really going to down any aircraft. Then we go to the Helo tab, where we have some cool little Sokol aircraft, or Sokol helicopters. The first one being the rocket version, just has 40 rockets on it with a pretty decent little gun. Very, very nice. Then we have the Sokol AA with some Strela 2Ms with 60% accuracy. Has some rockets as well, and the gun. The Mi-24 DAT, which comes at 2 per card. You only get 1 card. Does have a lot of rockets, though. Then we have the AT2 version with the better rockets. And then the Mi-24W, which has the 8 Kokons, so a lot better for dealing with vehicles. Very nice camouflage as well on that. Moving on to the air tab, we have the MiG-21 BIS AA. Very nice skin. We have the Su-22 M4 rocket. The Rocket 2, which just has bigger rockets on it. Well, actually, it has smaller rockets, but the rockets has more rockets, so it can go for multiple passes, whereas this one can only go for the 1 pass. Pretty nice, as these all have 30% ECM as well. It's one of my favorite airframes in the game, so they're very, very good. And then we have the Napalm version. Can get 2 cards of the MiG-29A AA1, and then we'll just compare it to the AA2 version. As you can see, the difference is just going to be that the AA2 has the R73 with 3 of those with 65% accuracy, whereas the base one has 4. And then the longer range missile, I take it back, I'm an idiot. The AA2 is the shotgun version because it has 2 of the R73 AA missiles, and then the AA1 has the longer range missile with it. That is the difference there. And then we have the Su-22 M4 cluster. Very good plane. We've seen this before. Just a different skin and everything. We have the AT version, which is one of my favorite planes in the game. These are very good. Very fun to use as well. The 30% ECM really helps a lot. And then we have the seat as well, so you can really help to kind of, keep your air alive, kind of knock out that radar AA. But yeah, you really have to lean a lot into these MiGs with this division. As we saw the AA, you don't really have any long range AA or anything. So yeah, you probably need all these fighter cards, and you have the activation points for them as well, which is nice. But yeah, that does it for the Korpus Desantowy division, and I hope you guys have a good one. Later.